Hey, what's up, guys? Back with another stream. Bambino Games here. We're in the Cessna C172, the stock, and we're on PilotEdge for the first time. Signed up for a trial of PilotEdge. Trying to get chat in the picture here, but I just cannot get this virtual window thing to work, so I'm going to have to kill it because it keeps hanging up X-Plane. But so I'll have to check chat from time to time. So, but any event, yeah, so I decided to sign up for PilotEdge, and um, first time on here. I have flown around a little bit. I'm at Oceano. Oceano is sort of like the beginner noob airport. There's no ATC here, and you can basically fly patterns and get used to talking on the radio and stuff. And you can actually tune into um, St. Louis as well, or Louis, St. Louis, I guess it is, and listen to air traffic. But you have to be courteous because there are other people flying in this airport from time to time, and you've got to make sure you let people know where you are. So I'm just getting used to it, and this is part of the experience for me. As you can see here, I got a new I have a new livery, my Bambino Games livery. You can see I've got my logo right there with the American flag, and actually, if I go out here, I can show you kind of what it looks like. I turn over here, you can see there's a Bambino Games logo, and my tail is N328 Tango Delta. Got the American flag and Skyhawk on the tail there. So my attempt at a little customized livery. I also have my logo on the front there. You can see, if I go up here, you can see that. There's my logo with the Oculus Rift in the middle. So anyway, just thought I'd add a little bit of personal touch to the Cessna C172, and you know, make it look a little cooler. So anyway, thanks for joining, guys. Let's get this thing started up. We're going to checklist. Let's see. Doors and windows are locked and closed. Seatbelt is on. Okay. Let's see. Let's get our battery on, and we will push into mixture, clear prop. And I should have said a little earlier, but there's no one around for sure. Now I'm warmed up here because I was flying before, so let's get the alternator on, avionics on. Okay, we are set here at L52, which is Oceano. Not sure why this radio is not turning on. Oh, I know why. I gotta turn the other switch on. Transponder on. Autopilot on, although we're not going to use it. Probably. And let's get our landing lights on, taxi lights on, nav lights on, strobe on. Actually, we don't need landing lights, it's daytime. Beacon on. And let's see, trim set to takeoff. We don't need the panel lighting, do we? No, because it's broad daylight. You see I've got my tail number right here, N328 Tango Delta. Did a little bit of custom work on the dash just to make things a little bit more personal. So yeah, let's just do what we're going to do is we're going to taxi to runway 29er, take off, and do some left-handed pattern work back and landing here at L52 Oceano. Say hello in the chat, guys, if you'd like. Hopefully everything's working okay here. Looks like it is. All right, let me get this thing off the screen. So yeah, first time on PilotEdge. Again, I signed up for the free trial, and thought that would be cool to do. So I may not be talking too much during this because I want to make sure I do everything right. Got myself familiar with the airport. 29er is over here to the left. So I'm going to taxi. I'm set on the 122.7, which is the frequency for this airport. I've got COM2 set on weather. Nobody coming in. So we'll listen to weather before we take off. I should have done that while I was parked, but it's exciting flying on PilotEdge. It's definitely different because you know that there could be other people here and you need to follow procedure. You don't want to look like a jackass, you know. So you have to be courteous and you have to be aware of what you're doing. So let's hold here. There's nobody else here at this airport right now, so we'll hold right here. Let's get turn the autopilot off. All right, let's do our run up. So, well, let's get our weather first. So, COM2.
San Luis Co RGNL information Victor. 1800 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 14, dew point -19. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runway 29, departing runway 29. Advise on initial contact you have Victor.
We have Victor. Okay, good. Clear weather, 29 is the runway. And if we want, we can tune into St. Louis. See if there's any. I have that set up as 124. But we don't really need to do that because we're not flying anywhere near there. So let's keep it on 12270, which is Oceano. Alrighty, let's do our, let's make sure our magnetos are okay. So we'll go to 1800. And fuel flow's good, EGT's good, vacuum's good, amp's good, oil pressure good, temp is good. Okay, right magneto. Okay, just shy of 200, which is what you want. Left magneto looks clean as well. Okay, good. Magnetos are good. And we are good to go. Gas good, gas on both. Flaps up. Ready to take off. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, taking off runway 29er, Oceano. You don't need clearance here because it's not a tower.
Oceano Traffic, T6172 Kilo Alpha, we're 1,500 feet above the circuit. We are transitioning from north to south over the coastline. Oceano.
Okay, we've got someone in the space here, so I can actually pull them up on the map, see where they are. He's flying past the runway here. I'm going to hold off until he's pretty much past us now. He's gone. He's moving fast. So a mistake I made there was I should have said where I was going, which direction I was going. That was a terrible takeoff. Okay. Something just happened to my all my controls, everything is pushing up. So I'm gonna have to land here. Just gonna do a quick pattern. There's the airport right there. So we'll do a left base turn and then we will head in again. For some reason my controls are pushing way up. So I've got to calibrate or something. Like I've got I'm pushing down here. All right, there you go. That's better. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, turning left base for approach to runway 29er, Oceano. See, for some reason I'm pushing way down here and this plane is not going down. So there's something wrong with my controls, which is something I should have checked before I took off. So I think I should be able to get this down. Then I'm going to have to do a calibration. Make sure everything's okay. So that's the suffering I'm going to get here for not doing a proper checklist. Luckily, I should be able to get it down here. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, clear, runway 29er, taxiing to park. All right, let's figure what the hell is wrong here. All right. Something is up with my No, custom is the livery on my plane. I did a custom design. I've got a logo on the front there and logos in the cabin, an American flag and some other stuff, so that's the custom. All right, let me figure out what the hell's wrong here. I gotta recalibrate. So let's go to here. Joystick, calibrate. Okay, yeah, see, look, it's weird. Let's get the pitch right here. Okay, that's right, just like that. Okay. Okay, good. Get everything in the center. All right. Let's make sure my ailerons are working right. Are they? Yes. And what about the elevators? Yeah, now they're working right. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I don't know what the hell was wrong there. It was weird. Okay. Yeah, the touch controllers seem to work okay. You have some functionality. You know, I haven't really been using it too much. Kind of been using, you know, I was using plane command, voice commands, which makes things a lot easier. But you know, you can use a touch controller with the Cessna. I think I did a video on it. You want to check that out. So, yeah, CV1 flying is awesome. It makes a huge difference for sure. All right, so let's see. Let's do some more pattern work here. Now our friggin' see, adjust the trim here. Trim the takeoff. Okay. Once in a while you get stutters. You get stutters when you go between, I think, like mesh areas. So, you know, it's a momentary stutter, but for the most part, it's pretty smooth for me. And I've got my settings pretty high, so. All right, let's we got someone taking off here. You guys can watch this. That's a drone, but they're not talking on comms. That's just a drone. All right, let's taxi to 29 again here. Hold and look both ways. Everybody's landing and taking off from that way, 29, so. I don't think there's anybody else in the space. I haven't heard anybody, so. That's why you got your radio on. Yeah, free 14-day trial with PilotEdge. You know, I wanted to try it. I had to send my Rift back. Although I got to tell you, the horizontal tilting issue that I was having kind of has gone away. So I don't know. I'm debating whether to, you know, call it off or not. I'll probably send it back and get the new one since I got the RMA. Why not, right? All right, so let's hold short here, and we are going to contact traffic. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, taking off runway 29er, heading of 310 Oceano. Is it 310? I think it's 310. What is it? Nope. 292. Let's set our bug. 292. Correction, heading 292. $70 knots. And rotate. Got the same problem now. Okay, that's better. All right, we'll just turn a pattern here. You see the bug. I'm going to turn until that bug is even with that that other yellow dot right there. All right, let's see. Here we go. Just going to do 45 or 90 degree angle turns here. So now we know we're heading perpendicular to the runway. And right when I get over those little lakes up there, I'll turn again so that my bug is right there at the lower orange nib. That way I should be running parallel to the runway. Runway's right down there. I'm at 1,000 feet, which I don't really need to be. Got too much throttle. Go down to 2,500 RPM. There's Oceano right there. For some reason this plane is nosing up. Rico, it is CPU intensive. They are working on, X-Plane is working on some design changes to improve that, but it's definitely CPU intensive. It does not utilize all of the GPU. You could have it on max settings and you're probably using about 50% of my 1080 Ti. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, turning left base for approach to runway 29, approach to runway 29er, Oceano. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 329 Tango Delta on 2-mile final to runway 29er Oceano. The little green patch right there is my cheating method to line up to the runway. I know that that's kind of where the runway is, the end of that thing. So, because it is hard to see that runway from a distance from 2 miles out. Let me land here and then I'll answer some chat. Oh, shit. Too much of a flare there. Come on, get down. Good. I would imagine this is a lot more busy at night. There's a lot more people on here at night. This is fun though, man. It definitely makes it more edgy. Still haven't hooked up my rudder pedals yet. I'm still flying rudderless. auto rudder, which is, you know, to me it's kind of like definitely noobish, and I want to get away from that. Let me put the brake on here and I'll check out chat, guys. All right, let's see. Man, a lot going on in chat. I have to go back here a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't really taxing that fast. I think it's more of the fisheye effect of the screen. Yeah, the problem though, I had to recalibrate there. There was something wrong with. Every once in a while, I've got to recalibrate this this yoke. That's why it was pitching up when I took off. Yes, I'm using my trim for sure. Just going back and chat here. It's definitely CPU intensive, but they're working towards GPU. X-Plane is both GPU and CPU intensive. Well, let's see, my 970 and I was at 99% usage and have a high overclock. Yeah, with the 1080 Ti, I'd never get above 50%, and the frame rates go down if you max it up, but it still doesn't really use much more of the 1080. You think my current i5 64K will do fine with a 1080? Yeah, I mean, your bottleneck there is going to be a CPU, especially for a CPU intensive game. I recommend if you're going to play X-Plane, you want an i7 6700 or better. But I mean, it should work okay on a 6400. But even X-Plane says that the 67 the sweet spot, they say, is a 77 series i7s. Because of the shitty engine it runs and isn't optimized. Yeah, they are getting they're working on the optimization, for sure. I know that the O2 beta, which is out now, is supposed to have some pretty heavy optimization, and hopefully that'll improve things. It's not a shitty engine, I don't know. Good flight sim, which does not demand a high system. You're right. A prop fan, fleshy prop fan. Every flight sim demands a pretty heavy system. I would say that I've never flown P3D, but I've flown X-Plane 11, FSX, and FSW, and X-Plane 11 is definitely, in my mind, the best flight sim between the three, for many reasons. But you know, it's a pretty intensive endeavor what they're trying to recreate, and the flight model alone takes a lot of work and a lot of computation to get right. Because my understanding is the way X-Plane works is it actually is reacting to the environment, where flight sim predicts what the environment's going to be, and that's how your flight model works. So X-Plane 11 is a reactionary flight model, which is, I believe, it's probably more demanding, and but it's definitely a better experience. That's why people like it, right? Keep up the good job. Always enjoy your X-Plane VR videos. Thanks, man. Thanks, I appreciate it. All right, we're going to continue our PilotEdge training here at Oceano. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, taking off runway 29, heading 292 Oceano. I set trim to takeoff. Okay. Power up. Release the brake. $70 knots, and we will rotate. Nice smooth takeoff. That's what you want right there, baby. Beautiful. Now the controls seem to be responding well. Got to get a way to get chat in the cabin. It'd make things so much easier. I just can't make it happen for some reason. The virtual window thing is a great idea for flying side, but it doesn't work properly. It hangs up X-plane, so I can't really rely on that. So what I do here is I got the heading bug set on the runway heading, so then I could just make 90-degree turns. There's Oceano right back there. I can make 90-degree turns, and I know when I'm just making a big box. That's all I'm doing, or rectangle. Heading pretty much due south. Well, not quite. That compass is, yeah, it's not quite south. All right, so we'll make this turn here to 120. Oceano's right down there. Just like what you would do it. Like there's a local airport nearby me, and I go there sometimes at lunchtime and eat a sandwich and watch the planes do their pattern work. It looks like the newer pilots, they're just taking off, landing, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm parallel with the runway right now, and we'll fly out over where these lakes are. Or ponds, they look like, really. And then we'll turn left base into approach. Oceano Traffic, SSD Tango Delta, turning left base for approach to runway 29er, Oceano. Oceano Traffic, SSD Tango Delta, on final approach runway 29er, Oceano. $70 knots, right on the money. Flaps up. Yeah, I guess I was taxing a little fast before. Yeah, for me, so one of the big icebreakers for me was getting over the communications with ATC, air traffic control. You know, just knowing what to say, how to say it. You don't want to look like an idiot, you know. Yeah, the Cessna looks like in front of us. Guess he's doing his run up. I'm going to park here real quick and just take a look at chat. See what we got here, guys. Good to see you guys are chatting. I can focus on flying. Watch this guy take off here. There he goes. He's gone. Oh, what the hell happened there? Once in a while I gotta center things. Alright, here we go. So I was thinking about doing a stream in stereoscopic. So what that would basically mean then is if you have a VR headset, any VR headset, smartphone VR headset, or Rift or Vive, and you have access to an app that allows you to watch YouTube close up. It can't be like theater mode. Close up, then I could stream stereoscopic, and then you'd be able to be right here with me and see things in 3D, which would be kind of cool. I did a stereoscopic video a couple weeks ago and wanted to see what people thought. Didn't get a big response to it, but I was thinking about trying that with a stream. Thought it might be kind of cool to do. But let me know what you guys think of that. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, taking off runway 29er, heading 292, Oceano. $70 knots and rotate. Nice, easy. Beautiful. Beautiful. That one tree sticking up right there. It's a hell of a tree. I hate to live there, planes flying over all the time. Oh, it'll be kind of cool, I guess. All right, so let's climb up to about 7,800 feet. Maybe some people will show up. It's much more fun when there's people in the traffic area, because then you can, you know, do your thing. Be courteous, communicate, listen to other people, think about where they are, let them know where you are. Do the dance, you know? Like my American flag right there? Pretty cool. Got about 26 hours on this Cessna right now. You see that dial actually does work. It does record how many hours you have on the engine, which is cool. Now my question is, if every once in a while, you have to delete preferences. It's a little trick that you should know about. I'm going to be doing a video on it. I'm wondering if that resets, because I don't want that to reset. Guess there's only one way to find out, right? Too much throttle. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, turning left base for approach to runway 29er, Oceano. See, I'm getting better at it. Flaps 10. Look for my landmark. There it is. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta on final 2 miles, runway 29, Oceano. Yeah, there was one dude on here before. I guess he's pretty new to flying too. But he was like, he porpoised the landing and it was pretty bad. But it actually took him 3 times to land the plane. He had to touch and go and come around 3 times. That's why I wanted to spend a lot of time, getting used to flying before I jumped into this. I wanted my, at least my flying skills to be there, I mean, now I could pretty much land like talking. Pretty comfortable with it. That was a nice landing right there, if I do say so myself. And the beat keeps on going. Just burning fuel. So I was watching this video, it's about from a year ago. I don't know how I found it, just one of those ones that shows up on your YouTube home. And it was this dude doing calculations about what it costs you to fly a Cessna 172. Now, his calculation he bought the plane for $38,000 with a loan. I think his payment was like $500 a month or something like that. And I forget what it is. Exactly what the payment was, but it turned out he flies about 100 hours a year. And it turned out that with fixed costs and variable costs, including maintenance, it cost him $75 an hour to fly. Which really isn't that bad. I mean, that's, you know, it's not that bad when you think about it. It probably cost you $40 an hour to operate a boat, maybe 50, like a 27-foot boat. I used to have boats. So I would say it costs you $40, $50 an hour to operate a boat with maintenance and gas and everything. So that's, you know, $75 an hour for a plane. Really not that bad when you think about it. Let's take a look at chat here. All right, guys. So you guys are chatting away in there. If you have any questions for me, just put at Bambino so I know it's for me, okay? Because I want to continue my practice here. So let's see. Good on gas. Everything's good to go. All the gauges looking good. Still got about a little over half tank. Oceano Traffic Delta. Oceano Traffic Cessna 328 Tango Delta. Taking off runway 29er, heading 292 Oceano. We'll do a touch and go this time. 70 knots rotate, 50, 60, and rotate. Nice. Fly the runway. Otherwise you'll hit that tree. Isn't it cool how I put my tail number right there? Aha, figured out how to do that. I'm going to do a video on it. I found an easy way to do it. As long as you have a graphics program that allows you to modify a PNG file, you can do this pretty easily. Now I'm going to show you guys how. You don't need Photoshop. You don't need GIMP. I use Pixamator on the Mac, which is my go-to graphics software, and it works just fine. But there's a little secret that I found that allows you to do it, and that's how I put my logo and the flag and my tail number and all that stuff on there. So, and I actually did the all the livery work myself too. So, figured out how to do it. I'm not an artist, but it's not really that hard to do. But I did hook up with someone on xplane.org who said that they're willing to do a custom livery for me, a really cool one. And his name is Cessna Rocks, R-O-X, Cessna Rocks. And that's actually whose livery I used for this. I just put my logos and stuff on it. He, I guess it's a he, I'm pretty sure it's a he, said that he would be willing to create a livery for me. And I'm going to be talking to him about getting that done. So I'm really excited about that. I mean, mine's basically a little bit of a hack job on one of his pretty nice liveries that has had the right color blue, and but he's gonna work on doing a custom one for me in the 172, which would be really cool. So I was actually thinking about putting my checklist right there on the dash on the instrument panel, but not enough room, and I wouldn't be able to really read it. So This time I'm going to get about 2 miles out from the airport. Got the airspace all to myself. I might fly out over there next time. Maybe we'll do that. Do a touch and go here. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, turning left base on approach to runway 29er, 2 miles out, Oceano. Flaps to 10. There's my marker. There's the runway. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, on final approach, runway 29er, 2 miles out, Oceano. Flaps to 20. Plane's kind of hopping up a little bit. Now I'm flying here with no weather because I don't have my rudder pedals. Man, the plane is really hopping up. I got to get down big time. All right, we're good. I like a little more level glide slope. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, touch and go, runway 29er, Oceano. And I probably should have told them that before, when instead of saying on final, I should have probably said on touch and go, just announce my intentions. So that was a mistake. That's okay. This is fun, man. Set our altitude here, stay at 600. Check the chat real quick. Johnny Mena asks, what frame rates are I getting with a new card? So here, I'm going to pull this up here. I'm getting 38, 37, 38 frames per second in X-Plane and 90 in the headset. So it's pretty damn good, although I am over water here. Okay, so, but I'm getting between 30 and 38 in this area. And my settings aren't on maximum. I've got real world objects on high. Textures on high, uncompressed, I think. Going a little further out. Now we're parallel with the runway. We're venturing a little further out. Yeah, watch that throttle. I got the altitude on, which is kind of helpful, just keeps me kind of level. We'll turn that off now. Taking a big wide turn. See the runway, or see the airport markings. 2.5 miles out. We want 292. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta. On final approach for runway 29er Oceano. 2 miles out. Oceano. Flaps to 10. Slow her down. Flaps to 20. I usually land it with 20% flaps. You know, because you can get it to about 60, 70 knots, and that's really slow enough to... I mean, I'm not sure what the proper procedure is. It's probably full flaps. But in clear weather, no wind, just seems like 20 is just a mellow ride. There's a choo-choo. Taking my eye off the ball here, guys. Can't do that, right? At that little bush right there. Nice. Just feather the brakes. All the way to the end here where it turns into 11. Let me see if I can check chat here while I'm taxiing. Yeah, Johnny, I'm actually running the Oculus super sampling at 200%. So if you, I think I've got a video on that too, my settings, so you might want to check that. It'll show you exactly what settings I'm using, although that was when I had a 1070, so I've upped the graphics on the, or the settings on X-Plane. I would love to be able to up the settings on FlyInside to 38.8 because it would give me a much better granularity, but unfortunately it just bogs down the frame rates too much when I do that. So I'm at the second to highest setting for FlyInside, but yeah, so it's super sampling in the CV1 is set to 200. One thing that a little trick is when you're dealing with FlyInside Oculus, I have the hat switch set up to move me up and down and left and right. It's more for the up and down because every once in a while it'll like recenter you and you'll be like too high like this and you have to like move yourself to where you're comfortable. So that's a real important thing to have when flying in VR. never really mentioned that before, but it's something that sort of just makes things more palatable. And I don't know why it jumps around like that, but it just does. All right. Yeah, I was just looking at someone said they disable ASW. I don't use ASW either. I have it disabled on the fly inside, and I don't think I have it disabled in the debug tool. Maybe that's something I should try, but you know, I'm getting 90 frames per second, so you know, that's what you want in the headset, and I never really, at my current settings, I don't have any stuttering issues at all, so, or blacking out. Sometimes you get blacking out in the sides of the headset, and I don't get any of that, so. Let's see what we got. 26 hours. Good. All right. Well, let's keep on flying, guys. All right. Let's see here. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, taking off runway 29er heading 292 Oceano. How come I don't get that right every single time? We're in a hurry. $70 knots and rotate. Nice, easy, beautiful. .500 feet per minute is about what you want there. Nice, easy. Slope up, ascent to your altitude. All right, so I decided that I'm going to put a New York Yankees logo right over there underneath the American flag. That's what I'm going to do. I need to have the Yankees on board. And just by using those points on the compass and setting your heading bug to the runway heading, you could pretty much fly patterns and know exactly where the airport is without really even seeing it. So right now I know I'm running parallel to the airport. It's right over there. I'm not sure how much airspace you have here to fly near Oceano. I think it's this whole area. It's wide open. I mean, I have seen some planes passing around here, like closer to the water. But that's why you announce that you're taking off, so if anybody's around, they know where the hell you are. We're going to venture out a little bit more here. Johnny, I can't throw in the New York Giants because I'm a Jets fan, dude. Sorry. I cannot put the Giants on my plane. I'll put a Jets logo down there, maybe. Although they've got to get better before I can represent them. Now, if let's see, I'm 3.5 miles out from the airport. So I don't think I have to announce turning base, right? Or turning base left. When I mean right, I mean correct. Because I'm so far out that I'm not really flying a pattern around the airport. Although it probably would be safe to do. I mean, I'll announce my final when I'm 2 miles out. Just zoom in here. Where's my mouse? There we go. There it is. Zoom is a great feature in VR, man. It's like having binoculars. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta on final approach, 2 miles out, runway 29er, Oceano. Flaps to 10. Start to slow it down. I know there's 3 bushes there, and it's the little bush to the right. Flaps to 20. Now I got to tell you, my palms are a little bit sweaty. Much sweatier flying in PilotEdge than it would be in flying in, X-plane with nobody around. Because it's, you got to do the right thing, man. We'll go full flaps this time. Full flaps. Although I don't think I really need them. I think the plane actually... No, I'm going to keep it 20. I like 20. Someone's going to tell me that I should be landing with full flaps, but I just feel like I have better control. 20% flaps. $70 knots. Flaps up. Can't get enough of it, man. I can't get enough of it. One more time. First time on PilotEdge, although this is pretty, you know, pretty easy. I mean, you're not talking to anybody. You're just flying patterns around a airport that doesn't have anybody in the tower. So it's more fun when people are around. Maybe I'll try later tonight. Matt asked, what do I have the front wheel steering map to, which is usually the rudder pedals, but I have it on auto in X-Plane, so when you use the yoke, it actually, you can see down there the rudder pedals are moving. Now, I did buy rudder pedals. I have them. I haven't even taken them out of the box yet. Waiting because I've got to return my headset, get a new headset from Oculus because I had some issues with tilting. And then I'm going to set those up, and I'm going to be practicing flying with the real rudder pedals and brakes and doing things the right way. So I'm still in the noob mode, but yeah, for now it's on auto. Is there an F-18 or 22? I'm not sure. Let me look here. Hold on. Let's see the jets here. You got a Lockheed SR-71, a F-4 Phantom you get, and a Lockheed. Those are the two fighter jets that you get. All right. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, taking off runway 29er, heading 292 Oceano. I just thought, you know, I should have probably made, instead of Tango Delta, I should have been Baker Delta. Or Baker, whatever G is. What's G? I forget what G is. Is a drone. You can always tell the drones because they're off the taxiway. Now, runway 29 is a left pattern. I don't want you flying over there. Although I probably could. My God, this is so much like flying a real. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I've never flown a real Cessna, but it feels like it would feel like flying a real Cessna. It's just so immersive. You know, being able to like peek around and see the wing there like that, you know, such a cool feeling. All right, we're gonna land this plane and we're gonna call it a stream, guys. My first time on PilotEdge. Pattern work on PilotEdge. There's my airport right down there. Just getting familiar with landmarks. I'm definitely going to change my comms button to this, and this one will be the brake. But once I get my rudder set up, then this will be the plane command, because I have plane command, which is voice commands. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta, turning left base for approach to runway 29er Oceano. Flaps 10. Oceano Traffic, Cessna 328 Tango Delta on final approach for runway 29er, 1.6 miles out, Oceano. Now the whole idea is to get really familiar with this airport, so in my mind, when someone says on the radio that they're landing in 29, I know which way they're going. They're heading towards the ocean. Or if they're running on 11, landing on 11, I know which way they're going. They're heading away from the ocean. So they're heading south if they're 11, and they're heading north if they're on 29. And that's what you want to know when you're in the air, especially if it's nighttime. Or whenever, you want to be able to have that mental picture of where someone is based upon what they say. That's the whole idea. Well, that was fun. Luckily, these are fake brakes. I don't have to worry about wearing them out because I hit them pretty hard. All right, we're going to park it and call it a day. Appreciate you guys flying along with me, and maybe we'll do a stereoscopic stream. Be kind of cool. You guys could see things in VR like I see them. All right, here we go. Let's get our lights off. Okay. Avionics off. And let's see. Mixture clean. Alternator off. I'm probably doing this wrong. And master off. Engine is parked. And, plane is parked. Prop is stopped. And we are done. Guys, thanks for checking out. Let me just see if there's any more questions in the chat. Nope. But I am going to put the Yankee logo right there. Let me show you right. Where's my mouse? I'm going to put it right there. Yankee logo. I might have to make the Bambino logo smaller, but I'm going to put a Yankee logo right there. Or maybe I'll put it down here. I don't know. We'll figure someplace to put it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like what you saw. Don't forget to subscribe to Bambino Games for more flying in VR in X-Plane 11. Have a great day, guys.